So I'm Moossmann. This is my track Habitat. I'm here in my studio in Dublin with Furtive. I work from a Mac Mini. I've got some Yamaha HS80M speakers, an Axiom 25 by M Audio, and a Duet by Apogee for my sound card. Well, I started with this this bass pattern. It's from another project of mine. I found that, put on a kick drum, and already, you know, I was feeling the kind of the track. So from there, I added on some top loops. I use Nerve. Nerve is written by Steve Duda. He's a friend of deadmau5. Basically, it's like a standard drum machine. It's like a lot of other drum machines. Lets you make these patterns and then you can drag them out, bounce them into Logic. So I ended up with this sort of micro house, sort of rhythmic intro. Halfway through the intro, I come in with the sort of open hi-hat 909 sort of job. Add that syncopated dancey feel to it. So bar 33, about a minute in, I start with the main melody of the track. This is mostly coming out of, well, it's coming out of Strobe, which is by F Expansion. It's part of the Decam Synth Squad package. Those sort of eighth notes, I've got them programmed into some eighth note chords. Decam is really interesting. It's a lot of analog modeling. It's really good. So again, with the side chain, you've got that sort of bounce, and then with everything else, it sounds like this. Again, I use a lot of automation in this track. If I go like just to here, you hear the automation. That's with the cutoff. Right here, the bass comes in. Again, using Decam. The same chord, like the root note of the chords, just giving that bass feel. And the second kick, which is more of a club kick. So all together, works really nicely. Effects wise, I've got these downshifter sort of effects. I don't know if you heard that. I'll play that again. And they're just purely from a Logic, you know, one of the Asian kits. You know, works really well. It's kind of like a gong sort of effect. Yeah. We start introducing this piano. The piano is just a preset from Logic at the Steinway Piano Hall. I find the pianos in Logic to be really realistic, and they're solid pianos. And then at the end of this, we go into our first sort of drop. And that's just here. So on the first drop we have some white noise. White noise is coming from Sylenth or Sylenth. Most producers have heard of Sylenth. It's really good for white noise sort of presets. At around, you know, basically 4 minutes, I go into the second breakdown. Again, just playing with the cutoff of the strobe preset. I start fading it out. The track was actually supposed to end around here. The way I had it before was that it pretty much just faded out and this was the end, but it was quite late in the production process that I kind of decided, you know, why not make a proper breakdown with like a real piano feel to it. So again, using the Steinway preset, Steinway Piano Hall, I came up with this melody here. Which is, you know, gives the track a lot of space and something sort of introverted based on the club feel. But then of course the club feel comes back in. I bring back in another kick to kind of, you know, the energy comes back. Along with the kick also the bass strobe comes back in as well. So we come back to that motif on the piano again, just kind of comes back in, makes it a little more interesting. Some of the top loops come back in as well, some of the taps. And then right before the climax of the track, we come back in with that second kick, the kind of club kick that really adds energy to the track. Right before the end, the big build up, and yeah. After the second build-up, we go straight into the climax of the track. Again, the kind of white noise coming from Silent, and one thing I've discovered sort of recently is just going from the white noise pattern into this, you know, 909 sort of ride pattern, basically so it doesn't change the rhythm too much. So as the white noise is fading out, this track is coming in. It doesn't change the rhythm too much, you know, it works really nicely when you're coming out of a white noise sort of. And then it's just the outro. And again, those effects are still just coming from Asian kits that come with Logic, and that's it. And it ends on the piano note. So that's Habitat by Moossmann.